Well. Good evening and welcome to the show. I hope everybody's going to be doing well this evening. We're going to be talking about the Masonic works as far as the Eastern Star and the Freemasons. And as you can see from the title, it says the writing is on the wall. Tonight, we're going to talk about a lot of subliminal things that happens within Freemasonry. And we're going to discuss some other things also. But tonight, we're going to basically bring it on home. The writing is on the wall. So if you are Eastern Star and you're going to come on this, you need to peep at this. If you are a Master Mason, you need to peep at this because I'm going to show you and point you in the direction for which the Eastern Star and the Freemason and how they're connected. Because a lot of times we miss their connections. Greetings, everyone that's popping on right now. I just want to say a big shout out to Grandmaster Stein of the Most Wishful Joshua Grand Lodge out of Texas. Want to send him a big shout out tonight. I had a great conversation with him. He enlightened me on some things that I had no clue about. Brother, much love to you, Grandmaster Stein of the Most Wishful Joshua Grand Lodge, Ancient Free and Accepted Masons out of Texas. Yeah, they still around. Them boys been around for a minute, them 10-gallon hats. I remember when, baby. But definitely, tonight, we're going to talk about the writing is on the wall. And you're probably saying, what are you talking about? The writing is on the wall. So I think I want to say her sister's name was Sister Joan. Okay, she was on the show a couple of nights ago. And she was saying, well, you should do some stuff on Freemason. Well, I'm going to do something both on Freemason and the Eastern Star where they're going to both come together. And you can see this for yourself. If you're an Eastern Star, this is going to be some great stuff for you. And if you're a Master Mason, this is going to be some great stuff for you. I'm just going to show you how the Eastern Star and the Freemason, how they come together and how they really benefit from each other. So we're going to get right into this on a few things. So if you have been initiated, passed, and raised, and I say that often because of the joint factor of being an Eastern Star. So every password that the Brother Masons have is connected to the Eastern Star. Every password that the brothers have is connected to the Eastern Star. I ain't over this yet, but I'm kicking it, and it's kicking mine too. But anyway, every password that the Master Mason has is connected to the Eastern Star. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever really looked at it? Greetings, brothers. Oh, Brother Stein, you came on tonight. Big shout out to Brother Stein. Once again, Grandmaster from the Most Wishful Joshua Grand Lodge out of Texas. Ancient Free and Accepted Mason. Glad to have you on board tonight. Big shout out to you. So I just want you brothers and sisters to think the writing is on the wall. There's two parts to this. First, I'm going to talk about the Eastern Star and Mason's connection as far as the writing on the wall. And then I'm going to talk about the mere fact of how we thumb down the organization, both Masons and Eastern Stars. So when I say the writing is on the wall, from a Masonic point of view and from an Eastern Star point of view, every password that the brothers have from the inner apprentice to the Master Mason, you can find it in the order of the Eastern Star. You can. And I'm going to tell you how you find it, but you're going to have to go read for yourself. Okay, so the Eastern Star has 5 degrees. The brother has 3 degrees. The brothers receive 3, 1, 2. The brothers receive about 4 passwords. I'll leave it at that. I may be off one, but I'm just going to leave it. The brothers receive about 4 passwords, right? During their process of initiation to the raising part. The sisters receive 5 passwords. They receive signs for every password, okay? And they have their famous motto word, and then they have a sacred word. But if you're an Eastern Star, you know what I'm talking about. And if you're a Mason, you know what I'm talking about. Now, check this out. We all know the connection with Ruth, right? And Ruth is a point on a star. Get it? Ruth? And then if you are a into apprentice, you should know how that connects you to that first point, which is Ruth, right? No, Ruth is the second point. I'm sorry, the second point, right? because Eta is the first point. So you should know how you're connected, right? Once again, the second point of the star is connected to the first degree of the inter-apprentice. Greetings, Brother Dietrich. Greetings. If you don't believe me, go check it out for yourself. If you're an Eastern Star, your second point, okay, is connected to the first degree as an inter-apprentice. Bet. Okay? If you are I got to look at my book and make sure. I want to make sure I give out the correct information here. So, if you are hold on. I want to make sure I give out the right information. I don't want nobody coming back to me looking at me like I done something crazy. So if you, I'm gonna flip, plop, 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 plop. I just had them marked off too. Hold on. Okay. Now, the first degree of the inter-apprentice, the first degree is Eta, right? The first degree in the order of Eastern Star is Eta. That's the first point of the star, right? That degree is connected to the fellowcraft degree in the Masons. Hear me clearly. If you are a fellowcraft Mason, you are connected to the first degree of the OES because they receive 5 degrees. Okay, when they get initiated, we receive 3 degrees. All right. So I just want you to go into your ritual sisters and find out what's going on up in there. And then, brothers, you go to your second degree and find out what's going on up in there. Because, sister, something happens in the brother's second degree that connects you to them. I just can't tell you what it is because I'm live. I can't do it. I really want to do it, but I can't do it. I want you to go and look for yourself, but it's there. But I can give you a name, though. I can give you a name, Jetham daughter, right? Yeah, brothers. You remember being in the fellowcraft, right? You remember that? They couldn't quite pronounce the word, brother. If you was in fellowcraft, you couldn't pronounce that word correctly. Some things happen to you, right? And that's the best allegory type of way. That's the best way I can kind of bring that together. But you see where I'm going with this, right? Brother Dietrich? Oh, Brother Dietrich, what's your Master Dietrich? Glad to have you on, bro. So, once again, the degree work for the sisters, the passwords for the brothers are connected. All right? If you're an Eastern Star, all right, the second degree, Ruth, is connected to the first degree. No, yeah, it's connected to the first degree for the Master Mason. If you are a fellowcraft, the first degree, which is Eta, is connected to the second degree of the fellowcraft. Now, with that being said, you might be asking yourself, well, where does the Master Mason degree fall into this thing? Well, let's check out the friend. What degree of the ladies is the friend? You know, the friend, all right? Check her out. Check out the friend, and you will know. You will know what sacrifice that friend made, right? You'll know what that friend had to do. That friend would not give up or would not denounce, you know, who the Christ was, right? So what did they do to her? You're an Eastern Star. You should be able to know what they did to that lady, right? You know what they did to her. That degree is connected to the brothers as a Master Mason. Because she what? She died, didn't she die? Did she die? I'm just saying. And brothers, what happened to you in your third degree? I'm just saying. That's how you're connected. But you got to go in and you got to look at it. The brothers can't be afraid to teach the sisters about the connection that they have as members of the Order of the Eastern Star and as Masons. Because look at those emblems that the sisters have. The composite square is hidden within the 5 points of the star. It's hidden. he's the patron, so he has the compass and square, you know, and that's how. No, once you set up that chapter room, all right, and you put that altar in the center of that chapter room, that altar, if you look at it, that is the apron. It is the apron with the flap up of an apprentice. And what is the badge of a Mason? Woo! I'm just saying. I just want y'all to follow me for a minute. I just want you to follow me for a minute. He said the apron or the badge of a Mason is more honorable than anything a potentate or king can bestow upon you. It is more ancient in the ancient Rome's of fleets or ancient Roman fleets, and is more honorable than the garden. Shit, I have to go back in my book and do it verbatim, but right off the top of my head, I'm missing something. But if you're an Eastern in a Master Mason, you can find that out. Man, it's a beautiful thing, because that sister who would not renounce would not renounce who Christ was, what did she give? She gave her life. And brothers, what happens to you when you don't renounce who you are? Right? Gloop. I'm just saying, they have them on Friday, bro. They have them on, oh, Brother Barry. I love Brother Barry. Gloop. And I was like rolling. But you know what? He couldn't ride. He couldn't ride. He was 260. No, Barry is about 6'3" at 340. I could no. Some things you just don't pick up. If it's bigger than me, I just don't pick it up. I'm just saying. So with all that, and if you can find what I'm saying, it's hidden, bruh. It's hidden. The compass and square is hidden within the 5 points of the star. That altar represents the badge of a Mason. Because if you ever look at the 5-pointed star, you know, the ones you go on the internet, you can pick it up. That's your apron with the flap up. And then they have those magnificent words around there. Because they represents queens. They are queens. When they say fairest among thousands, those are queens. And then you have to go to that next degree, Eastern Star. There's another degree that's right after that. I want to make sure I say this right. I want to make sure I say this right. I want to make sure I say it right. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm... Okay, all right. So, ooh, boy. Oh, man, I'm on one tonight. So, I'm going to tell you this here. This is how you're going to roll, okay? I'm going to give you this here. So, the first degree is connected to the second degree of the Eastern Star. All right? The second degree of the Eastern Star is connected to the first degree for the Masons. The first degree for the Eastern Star, which is Eta, is connected to the second degree for the Masons. You are connected. There's no doubt about it. Now, let's see, you have Electa, and you have Esther, right? And you have Martha, right? So I just gave you two. Now I'm going to give you your third, brother. Your third. Your last degree is connected to the elected lady, Electa. It is connected to her. Now you're saying, when there's two more, these stars got 2 more degrees. They do. That's for you to find out how they're connected. I just want you to read. I just want you to indulge yourself and see the beauty of it. Because it's great. Once you connect those dots, you be like, God, really? Yes. And then not only that, if you're an Eastern Star, you know what sign did you give when you saw the Messiah? That was a sign you gave. I'm not gonna flash it up, but it's been flashed up all over the place. But I tell you what, if you're an Eastern Star, there was a sign that was given when the Messiah was out of the grave, and it was given by Martha. And she dropped down on one knee. And she tilted her head back, and she looked up. And she threw it up. He always throwing up some. So check Jay-Z out. He always throwing up some. That's, you can find out, sisters, you throw that up. You drop down on that knee, you throw it up. I'm just saying, we connected and don't even realize how connected we are. The writing is on the wall. All you have to do is indulge yourself in finding out, what does it say? What does it say? It's some beautiful stuff, let me tell you. So I can sit down and have a sister, have a conversation about Ruth and her man. Who was Ruth's man? If you're an apprentice, you better know who Ruth's man was. That's your connection. And if you're a fellow craft, they couldn't pronounce, I mess up a lot of words. I butcher a lot of words. So I'm glad that you're able to hang on sometimes. But that was that word that the fellow craft, they couldn't even really get the word out right. You remember? And then they had to go off. You remember there was a war going on, right? Remember that war? Jonathan, he had those 10,000. More, it was probably more. And he told God, he said, look, man, I'm about to go to war and I need some people. He said, yeah, I'll give you some. And then he did. But he said, and this is in Eastern Star Works, this is your connection, brother. He said, I will sacrifice anything that's coming out of my house when I get back if you give me the victory. You can read that for yourself. And who came out the house? His daughter came out the house. I'm just saying. And what did she say? I got to go to the mountains, I got to get my friends and go to the mountains. Got to go to the mountains. And in the process of going to the mountains, she came back down. And he had to, there's a ram in the bush. I'm just saying. So you got to look at that works, because the works of the Eastern Star Masons are some special stuff. That's what makes the organization so great. But a lot of times, on the flip side of that, the writing's on the wall. We don't have lectures in our chapter meetings. We don't have lectures in our Master Mason meeting. So we don't get that connection, because nobody want to indulge in the works. So what you get is, you get a sister coming in. She said, at the sound of the gavel, we're now going to open this chapter of number 12, blah, blah, blah. The chapter is now open. What? Really? There's a process to opening the Order of the Eastern Star chapter. It is beautiful. It's beautiful if it's done right. You got the worthy patron telling it to go escort the grant, go escort the matron and the officers in, and then they get up. They get up and they do their little march in. When you see that march coming in, man, that's a thing, bruh. That's a thing. But a lot of us don't experience that, because what you do at the sound of the gavel, I now call this lodge open on the 3rd degree of Mason for the dispatch of visitors. What did you get that from? Talking about this is a short way. Man, y'all better start opening your lodges correctly and your chapters, because you're missing out on the beauty of it. And then when people have done it for so long, hell, they don't even know how to open it anymore. That's the other writing on the wall. That's how you killing your organization. That's how you killing your chapter. And then what you do is you get of age. Greetings, Brother Tucker. So you get of age, right? So when you get of age and you sit back in your chair, and this is what you tell the youngsters, see. The older brothers being in lodge a long time say, yeah, I remember, boy, it used to be packed. I come to a lodge meeting. It was a lot of us in here. Then you're looking around, the brother saying, well, you know what? I see on roll, we got 45 members on roll, but only 10 came to the meeting tonight. Why are those brothers not coming to the meeting? Why are those sisters not coming to the meeting anymore? You know why? Because you go in and you go, I now proclaim this lodge open. I now proclaim this chapter open because of the sound of the gavel. No, do the work, and if it's done right, I guarantee you, members are going to be like, yeah, I like this. Add some flavor to it, Add some flavor, do some floor work. There's plenty of floor work you can do, especially as a Master Mason. Now, us Black Masons, we like to cut it up, You put that black and white on when you go to your meetings, and when you get ready, you bam, you know how y'all like to cut, you like to really square the thing. You be like, pow, if you on a good floor and you hit Pow! You hit the bottom of them shoe, go, you cut, man, that's sweet. So you have to offer that. People, you know, put some flair into it. And it's some large meetings are so dead. I see brothers over there doing it. Are we done yet? No. You didn't miss the whole meeting. You know why? Because you fell asleep. Because you've done this so much. You heard the same rhetoric so much. It becomes routine. And then before you know it, you are not coming to the meeting. Huh? If they're not there, it's because they're not being taught. Yeah, of course. Of course. And then when you look up, all your money be going out your lodge, you be like, what happened? You wasn't here, bruh. You was the one that could have kept people in check. But no, what you did was you said, look, you called the secretary and said, look, I'm not going to be able to make it to meeting tonight. I'm hanging out with the family. And yeah, you hang out with family for about 30 minutes. And then you say, hey, baby, look, I'm going to go to the lodge meeting tonight. And I'm gonna hit you back when I come from the meeting. So you know you probably dress, you probably you probably got a little something, you know, and then you go, but you don't go to the lodge meeting. Come on now, stop double dipping. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. I'm just saying it because the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall. It's time out for all of that. It's over. It's over. It's time for you to really put in some work. It's time for you to earn your wages, brother. Come on now. Let me share something with you. So, brother, I can't even think of his name. Brother Gene Goldman. He is a member of the the Grand Lodge of California. Well, we had dinner not too long ago. And Brother Gene Goldman is I like him. I enjoy his company when I'm around him, and I enjoy his father's company. So Brother Gene Goldman's father gave me this. I was like, wow, that is beautiful, right? And then I flipped it over. There you go. It was a gift, you know, a gift that keeps on giving. And this is what we're all about. So I'm just saying, if you're putting in the work, people gonna see it. They're gonna see it. And we have to put in the work. We cannot sit idly by and watch our organization just tank because you ain't coming to the meeting. And if you're a wishful master, you're not giving good instructions. And if you're a worthy matron, and the only thing you're gonna do is say at the sound of the gavel, it's your fault that your chapter is not growing. Because the leadership is all about leadership. Look. If all you do when you get to your chapter meeting, lodge meeting, is talk about another brother or another sister, that's what you're going to get. If all you do when you get to your lodge meeting is talk about you guys need to do a fundraiser, you need some money, that's all you're going to get. But if you get to your meetings as a sister, and I don't care if you got 5 sisters coming to your meeting, put them sisters to work in all the stations. I don't care if you got 10 brothers coming to your meeting. Make sure every chair is full. You know, you got to put these brothers, when a brother gets raised, give him something to do. Even through the process of an inner apprentice to a fellow craft, give that brother something to do. Make him feel part of the organization, not just study. No, not that, but give him something tangible to do and bring it back to the lodge, right? Give that sister something tangible to do, and she bring it back to the chapter. Put them to work. You know, have her to give a lecture on the first point. Give her the point. Sister, this is the point. At the next meeting, you have to give a lecture. Brother, look, you just been initiated. I want you to give a lecture on the initiation you just went through. Give him something to do. Give him something to do. It's very interesting how we complain about, you know, how we used to. You stop living off the past and start building your future and loving your present. For real, because let me tell you, you know, for me, I'm considered a seasoned member now because I've been in the fraternal order for a while. And I hear the elders talk about, yeah, you know, we used to. And I'm like thinking to myself, why can't we still? You know, why can't we still do what you say you used to? You know, yeah, I know you want to hurry up and go home, so you don't mind about the wishful master or the worthy matron saying at the sound of the gavel we are now open. You don't mind. But that's not it. That is not it. You know, the writing, and I keep repeating that writing is on the wall. It is. It's truly on the wall, but we have to be able to decipher the writing which is on the wall, be it good, bad, or indifferent. Be it good because, you know, hey, you got members coming to the chapter meeting. You got members coming to the lodge meeting. You're educating them. You have your lectures. You have people participating. Writing's on the wall, okay? Writing's on the wall. People is not coming to your lodge meeting or chapter meeting because you're always doing the same thing, and all you do is griping. Now you're looking around, there's nobody there but you and a couple of officers. We got to do better. You know, what has the past done for you? I'm just asking. What has the past done for you? I know a lot of brothers like to debate the past, but what has it done for you? I'm not saying that it can't teach you, but what has it done for you, like right now? Because I got a lot of records about past grand sessions and things that took place and who said what. I got a lot of them. I got a lot of past Supreme Council records. I got a lot of them. I got a book right here. I've showed it once or twice. This here has a lot of information. This is from 1869 to 1960. It deals with the records of the Supreme Council, for which I'm a part of, right? But you know what? I can't live on that. You can't live on that, right? You got to start doing your thing now. You got to start producing now. You got to start growing now. You got to start telling people what Freemasonry is all about and stop hiding behind some stuff that happened in the past. Because it ain't going to do nothing for you now. Because if you go to your meeting and all you got is you, then there's a problem, Houston. There's a problem. What you have to do is start thinking on a group mentality instead of the individual mentality, because the writing is on the wall. When I say group mentality, let's take, for instance, okay, you know a lodge that has 45 members and only 10's coming at their meeting night. Your lodge may have 30 members, but only 10 is coming, all right? So instead of always meeting separate, you may want to do lodge visitation. You might want to pass your meeting up and say, look, let's go over to do brother such and such a lodge. We're going to support him tonight. So when you get there, now you got that brother's lodge, your lodge. You have a great time fellowshipping, and then have somebody from another lodge to give a lecture in your lodge. Break up in the monotony, you know, break it up in such a fashion till you enjoy the company. You enjoy what Freemasonry is all about. That's how you do that. And then check this out. So let's say, for instance, you might want to go visit another jurisdiction. Call the secretary up and say, look, brother secretary, my name is such and such and such and such. My Grand Lodge is such and such and such and such. I'm about maybe a couple of 100 miles from you. I'm going to be in your city, your state, wherever tonight for about a week. I understand and I see, I'm looking in the book that you're having a meeting tonight or whatever. Is it any way possible that I can come and visit? Well, what Grand Lodge you're from? I'm from such and such. Okay, they look in their records. They find that, hey, you know what? You are a recognized Grand Lodge by them. And then they would say, okay, you want to come on over? Or maybe you're not in their book. Maybe Brother Johnson knows you because he's been to your lodge. So when you get there, he may say, well, you know what? I don't see your name or your lodge in our book. And Brother Johnson may say, well, I've sit with that brother. I know that brother. And then the wishful master would say, okay, well, since you are being vouched for, you are welcome to come in. So you go in. Look, your lodge meeting and chapter meeting needs not to be dull. It needs some excitement, you know? It needs some excitement. And when I say through the process of the initiation, look, that's routine, right? That's routine. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I've gone to an initiation, a raising. This is truth. I've gone to a raising and fell asleep at the raising. And brothers, you know that should not be happening, right? You know why? It was so boring. It was all routine. They acted out the full play, brother. They didn't miss a beat, not a word. The thing was done perfectly. I mean, brothers, let me tell you, they did that raising perfectly. Perfectly. You hear me? But there was no life in it. There was no life. Your words are supposed to bring forth and manifest life. Sisters, I've gone to OES meetings, initiations. Yeah, well, you go to this point, she stands up, she tells you about this point, blah, blah, blah. Go to the next, no, add some life, put your in it. Make that, if you are the station on the point of Ruth, Ada, Electa, Martha, Esther, if you any of those points, put some life in what you're saying. Brothers, if you are a junior ward and a senior ward, a deacon or a steward, put some life into your words. If you're bringing a brother, if you're a senior deacon and you're doing the initiation, you know how you go and is he truly and let that brother have it. Oh, let him have it. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, let him have it. Bring some life into it. Wake everybody up. Get everybody involved. That thing is, man, a lodge meeting is not supposed to be a dead meeting. It's supposed to be something exciting, Now, I tell you what. Now, if you're going to add your business into your lodge meeting, that may take a little time. It may become a little dead. This is why we try to have business meetings. The Worshipful Master may call a business meeting. We'll make sure all the transactions are done. He'll call it with the officers, junior warden, senior warden, Worshipful Master, secretary and treasurer, and anybody else who wants to come, you're welcome. This is a business meeting. Boom, you do it, it's done. So when you get to your lodge meeting, now you can actually enjoy the craft. You don't have to handle so-called business. You get in, you put the work in, now you finna have some fun. Lodge meetings are supposed to be exciting. Chapters meetings are supposed to be exciting. So when you're learning about those 5 points and the mother, the daughter, the friend, the sister, the wife, when you're learning about those individuals and what they went through, then you emulate them in your life, because that's a just like the brothers. This is a connection. Check this out. So the brothers, you have youth, manhood, and age, right? Each one of them got their own youth. You're supposed to do what? Occupy your mind with useful knowledge, right? So when you get to a man, you're supposed to be able to apply that knowledge that you learn as a youth. So when you go on and become that man, when you you can reflect upon a well-spent life. You know what I'm talking about. Now, the Eastern Stars have something very similar to that. This is the connection. The writing is on the wall. So what happens is the Eastern Stars say, okay, we're going to start off a little backwards, but just to throw it out here for you. It may be, you'll follow me. So you have a sister. You're a sister before you're a mother, right? You have a daughter, right? Wife, right? Widow, right? I'm just saying. Those are the stages for a woman. That's your womanhood. So when you look at the Eastern Star, just don't look at it and say, oh, I'm a member of the Eastern Star. No, it's deeper than that. See, you might be married and not a widow. You'll catch that on the way home. See, in the brothers, you know what that widow I'm talking about, right? Is there any? I'm just saying. Because the sisters talk about a widower. They do. That's the beauty. That's the connection. We gotta start opening and looking and seeing this thing from a whole nother perspective. Because a lot of times, a lot of us just get caught up and we be good. We like, yeah, man, I'm going to this OES meeting tonight, patron. Like, yeah, man, all they gonna do, man, them sisters, oh my God. No, sisters, bring some life to your chapter meetings. Worthy patron, you should be able to tell the sister how you're connected as a brother to the sisters. Even though we all know that they say that in order for the Eastern Star to have that chapter, there should be an associate patron, or a patron should be there. We got that. But there's something special about that patron, right? Look at his badge of office, the compass and square within the star. Ooh, that says a whole lot, right? Let's look at some other things that's popping off right here, because I don't think y'all hear me tonight, because the writing is on the wall, but you just got to go and look and start reading what's been written on the wall. I'm just saying that's what you got to go do if you really want to get down with the get down. So let's just take a look at some other things that's popping off here. Boy, I didn't get that card from. Okay. So hold on just a second. Let me see if I can find my spot here. Oh shucks. I lost my page. I had a page I was looking for. Thought I had it all set to go. Got ready for it. And I don't have it. That's all right. It'll come around to me. It'll come around to me. It will come around to me. And I'm gonna tell you this here. Sisters, your grip, sisters. That's look, your grip is a grip. Okay, let me see how I wanna put this without disclosing anything to people who may come on the page who are not members. Jeez, there's really no way for me to go that way. I just got to leave that one alone. I got it, because I was going to talk about the sisters and their grip and what it and why, but I can't do it without having to go somewhere else, and then that's not good for those who are members of the order. So I have to do what they say. I think I better let it go. I gotta let that go. God dang, I don't want to, but ooh, Brother Boxer, I appreciate you, bro. Your words rang through my head, Brother Hawkins. You got to be cautious. You know, it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing how a brother, I've never met him, and I'm talking about him because his words rang in my ear. You know, he reminded me that I had to be cautious, so I had to take a step back and like, oh, I do, don't I? You know, no matter how high you go, no matter how, look, there's a lot of degrees in Freemasonry. No matter how many you get and how high you go, you got to come back down to that first one at all times. Trust and believe that. So when a brother or a sister walks up to you, right, I want to make this clear. If you are into apprentice and somebody walk up to you, oh, they just have to rub them out. That's a good one. So I'm going to say this. If you are into apprentice and you want to approach a brother who may be a master mason, and if he tells you, oh, you know what, brother, you know, you ain't ready, I can't talk to you. You know what? That's because he don't know the apprentice work. That's why he can't talk to you. That's just a fact. See, you shouldn't forget those first 2 degrees, because before there was a master mason, you only had those 2 degrees, inner apprentice, fellowcraft. Yeah, go read that. It's there. It's there in the rules and regulations. If you have a book with the rules and regulations of Freemasonry, you will find that in there. Before there was a master mason degree, you only had the inner apprentice and fellowcraft. And then after they added the master mason degree, they cut that into 2 degrees. Oh, you didn't know that? Well, actually, and I'm gonna point. So what they did is that once you was initiated, passed, and raised, this is how they flipped it on you. They said, okay, so you know, if you are a master mason, I'm not divulging anything. There are 2 sittings to that degree, right? 2 sittings, okay? 2, right? And then once you become a master mason, they give you something they call a substitute. And you don't find that out until you get to the Royal Arch degree. Now, the master mason and Royal Arch degree is supposed to be 1 degree, and it's supposed to take all day for you to handle that. That's like an 8-hour thing, because you have to be raised, right? And there's 2 parts to that, right? And then you have to proceed to find that which was lost. And you find that in the Royal Arts degree. The Royal Arts degree caps off the Master Mason degree. Boom. Whoop, there it is. A lot of people know that, but they don't say nothing. I don't know why. It's no big secret. It's really not. I'm just saying that we should, if I tell you something, you should go and find it and read it, and you be like, oh, Eureka. You know, Eureka. I found it. You know? Yeah. Yes. Okay, Brother House. There you go, Brother House. Good evening. Welcome to the show. You're absolutely right. You know, absolutely, Brother House. I will agree with you. I would, yes. Because, check this out. Brother House said that, for those of you who can read it, he said that originally you had to be a fellow craft to be a Grand Master, because they had no Master Mason. I'm just saying. That's why both male and female. So definitely, this is how you have to get down. And Brother House, bruh, Saturday, if your schedule allows you to get with me on Saturday, I'd love to have that conversation with you. You're a busy guy, and you got a family to take care of, and I appreciate the fact that you tune in tonight, and kind of help me along the way, because with your knowledge, and I know you're a very knowledgeable brother, you just don't let it all out. I certainly appreciate it if you can enlighten me on some things, Brother House. And then I'm almost over this slight cold, and got me more congested than anything. So when we are in our degree work, all I'm saying is that when you realize that the writing is on the wall, and when you understand that your chapter meeting needs to be exciting, it doesn't need to be boring, because you have to realize today's Mason and Eastern Star is not like the 80s and the 70s and the 60s. All of them changed. So if you was a Mason in the 80s, you know, we had encyclopedias. You know, we pulled out, we didn't have no internet. Internet was just coming on board around 83, 82. You know, it was just kind of getting there, you know. And a lot of us was terrified. So no, you didn't have that. So we were still doing it the old school way, you know. And then when you really got into like the late 80s, early 90s, and you had the internet really beginning to kind of catch on, stuff you couldn't really Google, you was Yahooing it, Yahoo. So you were just finding information. And now the unique thing is that this generation of Freemasonry, those who can get on the internet and just do it, you know, it's so much there now. Unless you have been initiated, passed, and raised, unless you have gone through those 5 points of the Order of the Eastern Star, man, this thing will have you. Yeah, man, I've been called an occultist. I've been called everything, but it's all good. It's all good, you know. It really is. And then if you get into the readings, some real deep reading on this organization, and not that little, you know, it'll make you think. Brother House, if I'm lying, tell me, said Brother Hawkins, that's not true. Just let me know, you know, because I've read some stuff that really made me think twice. I have. You know, I remember when I was, I think I was a fellow craft, and I was working for Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Yes, indeed. Here in San Diego, California. Yeah, man, I was a forklift operator, riding that forklift, go to that truck, set them forks up like that, baby, and ride on out, load that truck. And the brothers there, you know, they knew I was a Mason. So one brother pulled me to the side. I was new too. I was fresh. You know, I was fresh. You know, I was like, yeah. So he pulled me to the side. He said, bro, look, I know you're a Mason. I see that ring. He said, but that's an occult, bro. That thing right there, bro, ain't nothing to play with, and you really shouldn't be a part of it. You get yourself killed. It's like, whoa, that's some deep shit. That's why I said, I was like, wow, I can get myself killed. It's like, man, that's whew. So he talked to me and talked to me, man. I was so messed up when I left work that night. I was like, I quit. I took my ring off. I threw my ring in the garbage. My wife had just brought me a nice little Masonic ring. We wasn't where we at now, but she brought me, she took care of her. She brought me a nice little ring, man. That dude had me so messed up that night. I took that ring off. I threw it in the garbage. I called my mama. I said, Mom, I'm leaving the Masons. My mother said, why are you leaving the Masons, son? I was like, Mom, it's an occult. It's dangerous. And she said, son, how long you been a Mason now? I said, about 3 years, Mom, about 3 years. She's like, have they told you anything that will go against your morals? I was like, no. Have they told you to deny your God? I said, no. She said, have they told you to do anything that you would necessarily do? I said, no. She said, well, why are you leaving? Have they helped you? Have they done things to help improve your life? I was like, yeah. She was like, well, why would you want to leave those gentlemen who are actually helping you out there in California? I was like, damn. She's like, yeah, think about that. I went back, man. I threw my ring on. I went back to my lodge. I was like, bro, look, I'm sorry. I was messed up in the head. And they all started laughing at me because I was a young cat. When you're young in this organization, man, you got that fire lit. But what happens is the longer you stay in it, you become the old heads and that fire get dim. And you be like, at your lodge meeting, be like, I can't wait till it's over. This is why it's important to understand that your lodge meetings must be exciting. It must be full of energy. You got to put something into it. You just can't go to a dead meeting. It's not a time of mourning. It's a time of awakening. Did you catch that? I'm just saying, your lodge meeting, your chapter meeting should not be a time of mourning. It should be time of awakening, because you know what you say when you get initiated. What are you in search of? More what? I'm just saying. And the same thing goes for the sisters. The same thing goes. So we have to just get in it. Thank you, Brother House. I just saw that. Yeah, I appreciate it. So we have to really get in it and enjoy the organization and stop all this little side stuff. We got some side stuff. I got a guy. I ain't gonna call his name. I ain't gonna give him no props like that. But I tell you what, he goes to my Facebook page, takes my picture off my Facebook page, puts my picture in another group, right? And they mark me. Look at this clown. Look at what he's saying. Look at this clown. And I'm cracking up. I'm like, really? And then people in that group that know me, and they come on this page and say, hey, Brother Tony Muhammad, brother, I just seen your pictures in such and such a group, and they making a mockery of it. I was like, well, somebody likes me. Somebody likes me. It don't bother me. Now, I used to get on my nerves. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like, why are these grown men on my page taking my picture off my page and putting in some group like some girls? Man, who does that? What group of people, what Masonic organization, what people do that sort of stuff? I know some, and I know what group they in. But it's all good. It's really all good. Man, boy, once I get over this cold and get this stuff here down, I'm gonna be a whole lot better. So, if that Sister Jones come on tonight, I want to greet her, let her know, hey, if you want to reach out to me, certainly do that. And for the Sister of the Order of the Eastern Star, I just want to let you know how connected we are. Just because what happens is you're only in the United States is the only place you're going to be able to really travel. This is why I said a couple of videos back, ladies overseas do not want to be Eastern Stars. They want to be Masons. Period. The Grand Lodge of California has already said that their works are good works. They are irregular versus regular. Mind you, they never said they was clandestine. I'm just saying that's just what the Grand Lodge of England has stated in regards to female Freemasonry. And not only that, female Freemasonry overseas rent buildings from Masonry, from the Masons. Go figure that. They rent buildings from the Masons and holding their meetings. I'm just saying. So when brothers approach me, and because I'm part of John G. Jones Grand Lodge, Ain't You Free and Accept the Masons, they'll say, oh, well, you know what they say. I'm like, okay, there's no police officers for Freemasonry. Come on now. Y'all need to stop. There is no police for Freemasonry. Your Grand Lodge is the most sovereign body there is. If you move and go to another Grand Lodge, that Grand Lodge will be the most sovereign Grand Lodge there is. Because that's where your obligation is at. Huh? You're obligated to that jurisdiction. Your oath is to God. Oh, you know you have an obligation in an oath? Well, you do. You know? You go back and read your go back and read and see what you said. Man, yes, especially in that Master Masonry, go back and read what you said. And sisters, please, for God's sakes, go back and read what you said. Yeah, because some of y'all be tripping. Y'all be tripping on other sisters. You know, if you got a sister, she's like quiet. She won't bother nobody. She minds her own business. She loves the Order of the Eastern Star. You know, and then some sisters want to just talk about her. Oh, she don't never say nothing to nobody. She just sits over there. Well, get up and go introduce yourself. Find out who she is. Find out what type of work she does. You know, get involved with who she is. She might be that shy sister who don't know how to interact. And she's becoming the Eastern Star because she wants to get to know people. She wants that fellowship. But you too busy talking about her. Yeah, I know. I'm a past patron. I've seen it. You know, I'll tell you this here. One of the matrons in a chapter that I'm the patron of right now, I like what she's done. And her thing is that what she's asked each sister to do, she wants each sister to call a sister, one that they don't usually talk to, and get to know them. This was their assignment. You know, call a sister you don't usually talk to, get to know them, because you don't know yet. That sister may be the very one that's going to hold you up in your time of need. You know, because we say some things we don't really understand or really grab the essence of what we're saying, because, you know, we are hoodwinked. You know, we blindfolded, and we're just listening to something that's being read to us, and we're repeating, you know. But after all that is done, you should go back and reread it. You should go back and grab that, and then you'll be able to say, wow, that, I said that? Yeah. Yeah, you said it. And it's deep, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty deep. Now, can you hold it? Can you hold it right here? You know? Can you keep it? Can you hear it? You know, come on now. So look, it's been fun. I hope everybody is doing well. And Solomon. Oh, Brother House. There you go. My man. Solomon equals sun. Moon. Solomon equals soul of man. Solomon represents the soul of man. The sun, the moon, the balance, the matters, the feminine energy. Oh, see, that's what, Brother House, I got to have you online, brother. Why you be messing with me like that? You know I'm unstable. Brother House, come on now. You can't be doing me like that, man. You be throwing little tidbits out there and people be reading that. They need to hear that voice, man. They need to be able to not just read it, but hear it. That because your words are able to create and lift people up, man. If they can read that all day and it sounds good, I like it. But to be able to hear the voice, you know, let me tell you something. And I know many of us who are Christians, who are Muslims, whatever faith you may have, you know, your words can create. Your words can uplift. Your words can tear down. See, I can read that all day and it doesn't give me what I would get if I heard him say the very thing that he typed out, that he posted. If I heard him say it, it would resonate within the being, within my spirit, or my Yah. It would resonate there. It would vibrate there. And that's what we have to look at. See, let me tell you this here. If you are a I'm glad I can hear, see, and feel. Oh, no doubt about it. You know, if once you get into the Master Mason degree and you read that opening session, it says you have now entered the esoteric side of Freemasonry. It gets more esoteric. And that is not to spook anyone, but that is to enlighten you about the path for which you are about to take. Because a lot of us get spooky. You know, you say voodoo, people be wanting to run, but it's not really voodoo. You can think of voodoo. See? They switched that on us because our ancestors practiced voodoo versus voodoo. So now a lot of us, if you from the South, boy, you talk about voodoo, oh, somebody put something on you, put them roots on you. So you got to go see the doctor. You know, nah, not the PhD doctor, but that other doctor, you know, the one that mixed that stuff up and give it to you and you throw up and other stuff come out of you. That's some real stuff. If you're from the South, you know, I'm just saying. Oh, your cable toe just showed up. Who's your? Oh, really? Brandon is your cable toe? Oh, man. What's up, brother Brandon? How you doing? Oh, it's great to have both of you in here tonight. But certainly, you know, I'm going to get ready to cut it short. Boy, I don't want to cut it short. But I know I got a closeout meeting coming up tonight. But anyway, I just hope that everyone has gotten some out of what I've said, can take it. Go look at it. Go. If I said something that was not factual, hey, you can inbox me. You can put it on here. Oh, brother Rob Lowe, you just popping up tonight. What's up, my brother? I hope everything's going well with you and the family tonight. Hold on just a second. I need to make a phone call real quick. Just a second, cause this, you know, I might want to stay on a little bit. But I'm married, okay? And I gotta make sure. Okay, got it. I gotta make sure that I'm on point. Somebody just text me. It says, I'm still amazed that you saw the raising of a Grand Lodge of state charter by the UGLE. The fact that can't shatter a lot of ignorance. I hope to learn more from you. I don't know, I gotta find a room. Okay. All right. This was yesterday. Okay, great. But I was gonna make a call, man, because I want to stay on a little bit longer tonight and talk a little bit more. Brother Jones, how you doing, good brother? How you doing? Okay, voodoo, voodoo, and hoodoo. Okay. See there, Brother House? You need to be like saying that where people can hear that. Because I know as well as you know that you can enlighten a lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, and you know the connection. I know you know the connection. You know, there's a book called Written in Blood. And it has the Star of David on there. And if you know anything about the Star of David, if you just decide to cut off the points on the Star of David, what do you get? I'm just saying, it's hidden. You just got to go and see it for yourself. You got to go seek it for yourself. It's there. Oh, okay, Brother Brendan. Glad to have you on, bruh. Cause Brother House can, yeah, I believe. I've never met Brother House, but just from his posting, I believe he's a very knowledgeable brother. Just like Brother Lowe. I've never personally met him, but the stuff they kick me back, the information they give me, I'm appreciative of. I am, and I can come back and do and find out some more stuff, add to it, take away from whatever. But I appreciate it. If any, let me tell you this here. Anytime you surround yourself with people who want to see you be successful and you put in the work, you will become successful. That's just how it is. And I thank everyone for coming, helping me and saying good things, or pointing me in the direction I should go and say, hey, you know what, you shouldn't say this because of this. I really appreciate that. That's called whispering good counsel in a brother's ear. And to the sisters who come on here every now and then, I appreciate you. I do. And you need to be, sisters, this is my own personal point of view from being a patron in a chapter. I believe that patrons need to actually, it says that a patron should be able to make sure that each sister is proficient in their degree work. That's the duties of a patron. And seeing that is my duty, I'm going to be bringing more content as far as dealing with the Eastern Stars and the Freemason and how they come together. Tonight was just one of those things where I was talking to Grandmaster Stein from Texas, and we was talking earlier. He said the writing is on the wall, and I had to add that in tonight's show because the writing is on the wall. The writing is on the wall for a lot of jurisdictions because this is what they do to themselves. They remember when. Remembering when does nothing for you now. I need for you to show up in the present to make sure that I have a future. Because remembering when gets me nothing. But the present gets me everything, and it helps me to prepare for the future. I cannot sit idly by as a past Grand Lodge officer in this jurisdiction and tell my members or tell the members I remember when. It does them no good. What does them good is for me to leave all I have and to pour all I have Masonically into the organization and leave them better off than they were when I became a member myself some 30 years ago. So they can say, well, you know what? When he was here, he put the work in and we're better off for it. Period. And if you can't do that as a patron, and if you can't do that as an officer in your lodge, in your chapter, then why are you even in a Freemason? If you can't do that. And then when you become a Mason, when you become an Eastern Star, just don't sit on the wall. The writing is on the wall. Take a step back, read the writings, and get involved. That's what you have to do. That's one of the most important things that you can do. I hope my wife gets the phone. So, in saying that, I don't think she's gonna get the phone. She got the phone. So, in saying that, this is how I don't care what jurisdiction you're in. This is gonna move you forward. It is. Some jurisdictions have a lot of money. They do. Beautiful buildings, a lot of money. They're doing great things in their community, or just more than their community. They really doing some great things because that's old money. But you have no one in your chapter meetings. No one at all. Hello? No one at all. No one is in your chapter meeting. No one is in your lodge meeting. Old money. So you got 5 or 6 members coming to your lodge meeting. I'll tell you this here. I went to visit a lodge, and it was beautiful. And I heard their treasury report. Oh my God. That one lodge. I was like, oh, this one lodge got that, oof. Oh my. You know some of you got that type of money. And I was like, I'm talking more than just a few thousand. I heard that treasury report. I was like, ooh. But there was only 5 people in the lodge meeting. 5. Including me. No, let me see. No, it was 5 and it was 3 of us. So it made 8. My apologies. And I was like, wow. So where are all these brothers? I mean, I'm like, I know what you say you got on roll, but they're of age now. They ain't coming out at night. And some of them don't want to come out in the daytime. If you're a master mason, you know what chapter 12 says, right? Yeah, you know what chapter 12 says, right? In most jurisdictions, they have chapter 12 put out. You know, remember thy creator, you know that part, right? Read all the way down. You know, when it talks about the grinders, the grinders cease. When they're talking about looking out the windows, right? You got glasses on now. It talks about being afraid of heights, right? When it talks about being afraid of the dark, right? That's deep. That's deep. You know, that's us. You know, if you've been around that long, you know, that's who we are. Oh, the Star of David is 6-point sides. Okay. The higher man or heavenly man, freshly man or the earthly man. Yes. The man, Genesis chapter 1, made in the image of God. Thank you very much, Brother House. I'd like to hear you discuss more of the patron information on one of your videos. We can do that. Greetings, Brother Edwards. All right. Glad to have you aboard. So I will do that. I will make it my business to talk more about the patron. I will do that in the order of the Eastern Star. So I can dabble in that a little bit now. If you are a patron, it is your duties, patron, to make sure that those sisters are proficient in their work. So you know what that means for you to do is to learn the work of the Eastern Star. And I would tell any brothers, if you're going to become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, get initiated. Yes, get initiated. And then when you go to those 5 points, and then when they have you to be the patron, then you have a better understanding of those points. Because each point has a password, all right, in signs, each one of them. That's why they have 5 degrees, all right? And then, not only that, there's a thing that we have in our state called winding the labyrinth or walking the labyrinth. And, you know, and it's beautiful when it's done. And that is something I know each jurisdiction may have their own way of doing certain floor works, but learn the floor works where you're at, you know, and then not only that, go visit other chapters and see their floor work. Because if you ever become a patron and you have those sisters to march in as they should march in the opening ceremonies, it's beautifully done. Even if you just have to have a practice session at your chapter meeting, have a practice session of how they're supposed to march in and who's supposed to be doing what. And when you learn the floor works of the Order of the Eastern Star, you're better off for it. You are so better off for it. And this is why that altar I was telling you about is representative of the Masonic apron. It is. I'm going to show it to you. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, shucks. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. But this here, right there, that is the Masonic apron. Flap up. I'm just saying. Flap up. Now, I think Brother House was telling me, I'm going to go back. He was telling me about the Star of David, right? He was telling me about the Star of David. So check this out on the Star of David. I'm quite sure some of you have already seen this, but for those of you who have not, I hope you get something out of it. I'm trying to find me a piece of something I can write on. Oh, right here. So we're going to take a look at that Star of David, right? I'll be right with you in just a second. Isn't that the Star of David, Brother House? It should be 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That's a Star of David, right? Now check this out. I'm making the lines a little bit heavier. I'm just making the lines a little bit heavier. Brother House may know where I'm going with this. You know, I'm just making the lines a little bit heavier. Now, I had to make the lines a little bit heavier. Now, think for a moment and remove the points. Remove the points, right? Remove the points. There are 4 points you're going to remove. You're going to remove the points off of here and off of here, right? And remove that line, right? Remove that line with the points, right? And tell me what you see. I'm just saying. And then after you do that, hold on. You can tell me what you see when you take them points off. You know? Remove the points off the 6-pointed star. There you have is a compass and square. Hidden. Just saying. That's just like if you are what's up, Brother Vincent? Yes, square and compass, absolutely. That's just like if you are a Shriner and you take that caress and flip it, it's the star and the moon. It's Islam. It is. There was one more thing I wanted to show in here. Let me see. It'll come to me later. There was one more thing I wanted to show with that, but it'll pop up later. Oh, so with that being said, so if that's the compass and square, and you know that as an Eastern Star, even within the 5 points of the Eastern Star, the compass and square is hidden, right? Now, let's do this. The compass and square the Eastern Star, right? Because the compass and square is hidden right there. And this is what I like about Freemasonry, because in Freemasonry, in the Order of the Eastern Star, it's hidden messages and things all the time for those who are looking. And if you ever go to movies, and I talk about it a lot, it's all in movies. You know, your subconscious picked that up quick. You know, you're like, damn, did I see that for real? Man. But even with this, okay? So even with this here, all right? So I'm going to point to you the compass and square, right? The compass and square. So here you go. We're going to go from here to here, right? You see it from here to here to here, okay? Then you're going to come from here to here to here. Compass. You got square and then the compass. I'm just saying, it's all around us. The ideal is to decipher that what you see. And then we're going to get down, it is not the what? You got to help me out, Brother Brown. It's not the what? It is not the what? So, Brother Brown, you got to help me out. Now, if you notice those different things that they have for the different points, right? Each one of those represents those ladies, right? But there's something special about each one of them. You know, I had to hold it the other way. There's something special about that barley, right? Something special about that cup, right? There's something special about that broken column. The broken column, Master Mason. The broken column, right? I'm just saying. Just got to think about it. Queen Sheba meets King Solomon, right? And you knew that at a special time that it was during the feast or the festivals. You know, the queen's wife is denied. She can't come before the king during that time. She can't. But Sheba, being who she was, she bad mother. Ooh, fine, that lady. Ooh, Sheba. Ooh, she was fine. You know, so she went before the king, right? She went before the king, and what did he do? Say, hey, baby, you know, what's up? What can I do for you? Reached out his what? What did he have in his hand? He reached it out. Boom. What can I do for you, babe? Tell me what I can do for you, and I'll do it. And she told him, hey, this is what's about to pop off. What? Oh, yeah, we're going to handle that. I'm just saying, you got to know the story I'm talking about. I have to do it that way because I know people on here that are not Eastern Stars and Mason, they be picking up on some stuff. So I have to be careful about how I divulge and say things. I'm just saying. So look, I've been on here for about 117. I hope that, like I said the last time, that you've gotten some out of this. I'm gonna get ready to go. I got to go to a closeout meeting. I wish all of your families well and good health. And Brother House, I appreciate you. If we can ever talk, let's do that. Inbox me, contact me some type of way, and let's have that conversation. You know, and I love to have you on so they can hear your voice because, as I've said before, the voice, man, the energy brings it out. Brother Maddox, I'm doing well today, sir. Thank you. I'm doing very well. It's not the crescent in the moon. It's not. Brother Brown, enlighten me, Brother Brown, because I may have missed something. I'm just saying I might have missed something. And I don't mind. Shit, you can post that. Let me know. Because let me see. It's the moon and the star. Why can't it be that? I'm just saying. I'm asking. You know, maybe I missed something. So look, as I depart today, greetings to everyone and their family. I've loved it. I've enjoyed it. And you know what? Tell a friend. Come on. You know, let's make this thing happen. And this is what Freemasonry is really all about. The enjoyment of the sisterhood, the brotherhood, the fellowship is real, as I would say. And till we meet again, always stay out those bushes and keep your light on. And Brother Brandon, Brother House, Brother Lowe, Brother Maddox, Grandmaster Stein, Brother Gilmore, Brother Edwards, Brother Jackson, Brother Jones, Jeffrey Jones, that is. Bro, I appreciate all of y'all for coming on tonight. Brother Phil Jackson, if I missed anyone, I didn't call your name, I just want to say, hey, you know what? My apologies, but I'm glad you're here with us tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I wish everyone well and blessings to your family. Brother Hayes, thank you. I'm trying to go, but these names are rolling up here. Shucks. But hey, I've enjoyed it. Brother Tucker, thank you. Brother Sanders? Brother Sanders, don't you supposed to be coming over here? You meet me at Sister Boone's house tonight, bruh. That's my grandmaster. I think that's my grandmaster. Oh my God. Hey, we all come back later. But I appreciate everybody. Love you, peace, and be well, and stay out those bushes.